What's up, losers? Today I'm back with another r/fatlogic adventure. Taking a look at a couple of interesting, amusing, or infuriating fat acceptance posts. Sharing my responses to them. And sprinkling in a few jokes here and there. This is episode 142 in the fatlogic series. And I'm ready to be educated. So without further dilly-dallying, let's get into it.
13 times teen shows and movies. Made some pretty awful jokes about food and body image. And now I'm wondering who approved these scripts. The fact that any of this ever aired on TV is not okay. Another plotline in the episode revolves around Carrie putting Zack on a diet. She restricts his food, compares him to other kids his age, and scolds him for sneaking out of bed to eat.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of this. Lots of kids love eating fruits and vegetables. Why can't you be more like them?
I thought you didn't want me to give in to peer pressure. Wow, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. What a throwback. I used to love that show. The twins always managed to get themselves into some delightfully wacky hijinks. The theme song was super catchy. And Mr. Mosby was iconic as hell. Definitely one of the better Disney Channel shows, if you ask me. But that's enough rose-tinted reminiscence. What of the post's critique of the show? Is Zack and Cody, for all of its many positive qualities, actually problematic, or even, gasps, fatphobic? Well, no, at least, not based on the specific complaint that the post is putting forward. About the scene it takes issue with, I really don't see any issue with Carrie putting Zack on a diet. Within reason, if she's worried that he's developing an eating problem, which his sneaking out of bed to binge seems to support. Obviously there are limits to how heavily parents should restrict their children's food intake. And I don't believe in depriving kids of all treats or snacks. But when you have a child overindulging in such foods, and developing alarming eating habits like late-night binging, I think that it is incumbent on parents to do something, which may involve getting them to eat more fruits and veggies, and may involve limiting overall intake. So basically, no, I don't think that Carrie is out of line for taking responsibility for her child's health. And if anything, I think that failing to act altogether would be irresponsible on her part. Admittedly, I don't think that pointing out that other children like fruits and veggies is particularly helpful. But that line was obviously just included to set up the peer pressure punchline. Which was pretty funny, so I'll allow it, and on the whole, I think this article is making a mountain out of a molehill. In its harsh response to the episode. Like, relax guys, it's just a fun kids show. Making a few harmless jokes. It's really not that deep. There's no need to make 15-year-old Disney Channel sitcoms a further battlefront in your ongoing crusade against diet culture. Just chill out a little, please.
Here's your daily reminder that Lizzo is not only vegan, but works out every day, and is a performer, which requires a lot of energy and stamina, and is still built the way she is. Stop judging how unhealthy people are, based on how they look. Fat isn't synonymous with unhealthy.
Sighs. Good lord, this is getting tiresome. How many times do I have to repeat the same blindingly obvious points? Being vegan does not make obesity healthy. Working out every day does not make obesity healthy. Being a performer does not make obesity healthy. And having energy and stamina does not make obesity healthy. These are all great habits or attributes to have. And I hold absolutely no personal animosity towards Lizzo, nor any desire to undermine her credentials as an artist and performer. But from a strict standpoint of health, her weight is not ideal. It's as simple as that. I find it frustrating that fat activists choose to appoint celebrities like Lizzo as standard bearers for their cause. Because Lizzo's health is really none of our business. And I would prefer to be able to talk about these issues without having to appear to be going after somebody. But given that Lizzo has been invoked, I have no choice but to respond in kind. Whether Lizzo is vegan or not, she is clearly taking in a lot of calories. And whether she works out or not, she is clearly not burning off enough calories to exist at a healthy weight. The fact that these behaviors might usually be associated with good health, while interesting, are really neither here nor there. Clearly they are not offsetting her tendency to overeat. And by being as large as she is introducing unnecessary health risks one way or another. This post seems to think that by countering the most extreme caricatures of a fat person's diet and lifestyle, they are proving that everything people believe about obesity is wrong, but this couldn't be further from the truth. All they're doing is showing that there are many ways to overeat, that exercise does not easily balance out an excessive food intake, and that latent health issues are not always apparent in the ways that we might expect them to be. That is to say, one can have a degree of cardiovascular fitness while still being obese, but none of this changes the underlying issue of whether obesity is unhealthy, which it is, nor does it inoculate people like Lizzo, who appear to break the mold of what we expect from fat people, from the eventual consequences of the diet. So really, what does it amount to? Very little, I'd say, very little indeed. As I say, I've got no issue with Lizzo whatsoever, but I am getting tired of all the people who hold her up as some paragon of perfect plus-size health. Because, well, she's not. But anyway, enough on all that. Let's move on to the final post of the video.
Thank you to everyone for your nice comments. A few things regarding my weight loss. 1. I'm in recovery for a binge eating disorder. I see a therapist who specializes in eating disorders every other week. I also see a licensed nutritionist. That is Hayes, health at every size, inclusive, and does not encourage dieting, but rather a long-term healthy approach to eating. Both have been very important in my recovery. 2. I have no restrictions on food, other than eating about 2,000 calories a day, and choosing not to eat fried food, and trying to limit the amount of added sugar I consume. 3. I do not exercise currently. I also work a very sedentary job. My weight loss has been entirely based on my calorie consumption.
Whoa, wait, this one is like, actually good though. The goals that they've set for themselves are positive. The action that they're taking is sensible. And the results are encouraging. I feel like I've gotten lost somewhere. What did a post like this do to end up on fatlogic? I suppose the reason it's been posted is because the poster says that they are opposed to dieting, and that they are seeing a Hayes-inclusive nutritionist. But in all honesty, if these are the prescriptions that the Hayes nutritionist is offering, then they are cool with me. Their advice certainly doesn't line up with what I've come to expect from Hayes. But it's a welcome surprise. And I guess if being nominally receptive to Hayes is what it takes for reasonable suggestions to get through to people, then it's good that they are tailoring their messaging this way. Similarly, I don't know how OP figures that eating a set number of calories for each day, and cutting out specific foods for nutritional reasons, is not a diet, but if saying that it's not a diet makes them feel more comfortable, then that's fantastic. A long-term, healthy approach to eating, like the post describes, is what we should all be aiming for. And whether we call it a diet or not, really doesn't matter. I suppose the term diet has a fair amount of baggage for some people who have had bad experiences with fad diets and diet scams. So perhaps this renaming is just what the situation calls for. I don't know. Either way, you can't argue with results. And this poster certainly seems to be thriving in that regard. So good for them. Weird to end on such a positive note. But there you are. I guess there's a first time for everything, haha. At any rate, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you had an enjoyable time going through these posts with me, and that my commentary proved useful to you in some way. What do you think? Is the sweet life of Zack and Cody fatphobic? Is Lizzo automatically healthy just because she's a vegan who exercises? Is ditching the word diet really all we need to get fat activists on board? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll make you switch bodies with Mr. Mosby, so that you have to deal with Zack and Cody's ridiculous antics and London's entitled dramatics every day of your life. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.